Drizzy and T-Money blasting off the map. Mic check one, we igniting the chat. Big thoughts, big laughs, real talk on tap. From the stars to your ears, it's a certified slap. We break limits, no rules, no fear. Dropping gems every week, loud and clear. Vibes interstellar, mind so clever. Tune in once, you'll be hooked forever. This the blast off, where the wisdom collide. Rocket fuel flow, let the convo ride. From the cosmos down to the city stride. Every episode another joyride. Catch the wave, let the banter take flight. Brainstorm sparking through the depths of night. Underdogs talking, put the world in sight. All killer, no filler, just truth in the mic. Zone out, let the speakers combust. In a convo with hosts you can trust. Groundbreaking spins, no fine gold dust. It's a must, turn us up, adjust. This the blast off, where the wisdom collide. Rocket fuel flow, let the convo ride. From the cosmos down to the city stride. Every episode another joyride.
Don't sneeze on me.
Sorry, T-Money.
Get the hell out of here, Drizzy.
Okay. Welcome back to another episode of the Don't Sneeze on Me podcast. What up, T-Money?
What's going on, Drizzy?
A whole lot of nothing. Chilling with you. Having a great evening. What about you?
Not too bad. You know, it's been a eventful week at work. A lot of, I would say, gopher work, maybe, more than I like to normally have. But, the 7 a.m. wake-up calls because somebody didn't do their job is not really that fun.
Unacceptable. You really need to set some boundaries.
Listen, I don't need to set boundaries because they just get stepped over.
Well, not if you establish them and, communicate them. But anyways.
That's not how the corporate world works.
It is, though. But, no. I understand. Because I have seasons with my job where it's just so much going on.
I'm used to it, honestly. I mean, it's not like the work that I'm getting assigned is difficult. But, it's a good, as I've said in the past, I'm very thankful for this job because I came into it, without anybody really recommending me. I just got it. So,
yeah.
Sometimes
awesome.
sometimes the long shot works out.
Yeah, and it's a good job, so yeah.
But those boundaries that you were talking about.
Those boundaries.
Well, the boundaries, we were even talking about it before we started the show is relationships. I memean,
I do put up my boundaries there. I establish my boundaries very, very quickly.
Oh yeah. I mean, honestly, I'm just so done with Hinge and all these stupid sites. I mean, you don't get to know anybody, one. You get ghosted, two.
Oh, my God, constantly.
But, to be honest with you, it's just, I've just had enough. I've had enough. It's a no-go zone for me. I think I just have to get off these sites. But I don't know where to meet them. What am I going to meet them at? Hey, that's some nice celery you got there.
Yeah, it's hard to meet people in person because now people act weird if you approach them or talk to them. Like, no, I only meet people online. That's the new normal. That shouldn't be normal because I know I'm struggling with online dating.
Well, at least you're getting some messages back. I think I'm on month 5 or 6 and I've got goose eggs in my email box.
Well, I got a few here and there, but it's just kind of like we match and they either say something weird or ghost me or it just fizzles out really quickly. But I don't know. I just feel like maybe it's just not meant to be for God only knows how long. And I'm just a no-fly zone, like, completely blocked off, do not enter, like government restricted area. Like, I feel like I'm just forbidden territory for anybody at this point.
Well, I mean, you wouldn't be the only thing on this earth that is forbidden territory.
That's true.
So I know that we've talked about this before, but that one of my biggest, conspiracy theories and one of my loves of, the Discovery Channel is Area 51.
Oh, we've talked about Area 51 before.
I love Area 51 because that they're hiding something there.
Yeah.
I mean, it was supposedly a flying saucer that went down in Arizona was collected and, it got taken to Edwards Air Force Base, and, there were bodies and things like that. But I mean, everyone knows the Roswell incident. And if you don't know the Roswell incident, then we're too old of a show for you, because I think everybody knows
Everyone
the
should.
Roswell.
Everyone should.
You have to know important history like that.
Absolutely, because it is a really important part of history. I mean, the government acknowledged that aliens exist, so that's really important. But with that, though, like in general, like just it being a no trespassing zone, like it's completely restricted from access. And I think about all the other places in the world that have restricted access, where people aren't allowed or very limited access. So I'm curious to talk about that more, because I know I've thought about some places, and I know you have some places that I've never even heard of. So
I mean, like you said, I mean, there are places in this earth that a normal citizen can't go to. And I mean, if you do try to go there, you're either going to be arrested, or worse, they could disappear you. I mean, I guess it depends on what you saw, but I mean, Area 51 is a big one. I mean, and that safe space that they've created has gotten wider and wider and wider, and they've just, because they do like land domain, like they just take it away from you. But I mean, another area, I mean, and I don't know, I mean, I've heard from news articles that they just opened up tourism. I don't know if I'd want to
I already know what you're talking about.
But it's North Korea.
Yeah. Well, the tourism that they opened.
Yeah, I heard
it's
that.
Extremely limited. It's guided. You cannot stray from your guide. It's you will get arrested if you stray from your guide. So it's very, very, very organized how it is. But they do have periods of time where they do let foreigners in, where they do have a bit more freedoms, but it's still very much regulated and very strict.
I mean, I wouldn't want to go there just because I've heard, and you've heard all those news stories where the guy rips a poster off the wall, and now he's in prison for 7 years and they torture him to death. I mean, that's the theory. I mean, like I said, I don't want to get captured by North Korean soldiers when I'm in the United States, so you never know.
No, but they have the forced labor camps there that are a big one. It's the punishment is heavy, when the crimes can be quite minimal. So that's, it's a place where it's a little bit fascinating because it's so closed off to outsiders, and we know very little about it, very little media coming out of North Korea, and they have very limited media access as well. So it's just a very fascinating place. But specifically in North Korea, have you ever heard of Room 39?
I have not, and that's it. It makes me more nervous that I haven't heard of it, because that means it's really secretive.
So apparently it's this secretive office, and it's believed to manage illicit state revenue stream. So it's money laundering and all of that through the state. So it's there has to be secretive, if it exists, but allegedly involved in counterfeiting and arms sales and even narcotics production, which is just mind-blowing to me, because if any citizen there had any of those things,
they're beheaded, or
extreme
probably even worse
punishment.
I mean, I said that some of the punishments I've heard, in North Korea, are you get shot by an aircraft carrier gun.
Yeah,
it's that will obliterate you. So.
But it's said that this is what generates all the money for the regime's elite lifestyle. So this is how they maintain this level of power and wealth and all of that, and how they can kind of dangle that over all the citizens there.
I mean, it makes sense. I mean, if you've ever seen some of the hidden pictures that get smuggled out of there, I mean, you see basically farmlands, what the 1930s to 1950s probably looked like in China, where it was all farms and very little actual development. And then then there is, I mean, the pictures I've seen, and there's been very few, so I won't say I know a lot, but I have seen it. Yes, I mean, they have subways and things like that. It's not like barbarian, but there are still those rice paddy fields and stuff like that. So
any videos or things I've seen about it have just been seem very staged and just kind of fake. But I don't know. One of my favorite restricted places, just because like it's also my worst nightmare ever. If you know me,
I know where you're going with this.
if you know me, you know I don't like snakes.
I know what you don't like.
I cannot be around snakes. Like I'm just that's a no-fly zone for me. No snakes allowed. But Snake Island in Brazil, people are not allowed there. It's got like 2,000 to 4,000 snakes on the island. Like,
yeah, it's one of the most poisonous, areas of land. Here's my question though: is how did that variety of snakes get there?
That's what like fascinates me. How is there an island with all these different species of snakes and variety and everything all coexisting in one place? Like that many snakes. There's like one every few meters. They're like within very close proximity to each other. But like how did it get populated by so many different types?
Well, I mean that's a question. Also, I mean the food sources. I mean snakes are notorious for just overindulging. So at a certain point, those snakes are attacking each other. So you imagine what they would do if a human came there.
Oh my gosh,
that's fresh meat.
That's it. Oh my gosh, I couldn't. You see, nightmare island to me.
Well, I know what to do to you when you least suspect
Yep,
it.
take me to Snake Island.
Well, you know me, and I'm always watching all these shows. The one area that I have always been fascinated about, because it's talked about all the time, is Antarctica.
Another fascinating place.
Yeah, it's the one area that's untouched by man, really. I mean, it's they don't really know a lot about it. I mean, so there's a Antarctic treaty basically, and no single country owns it. So it's free land.
In a sense.
In a sense. And, there's a lot about that. Like they said, there's like military activity, there's nuclear testing, resource exploration is banned. But, at the same time, there are groups that go down there all the time. And like they're scientists and they stay there for so long. But, I've heard that you're not allowed to go there. Like you have to have specific, authority to go there. Like you have to be authorized.
But even if you're authorized, there's some places that no one can go, not even scientists, and that's what kind of gets me.
Yeah.
Why?
I mean,
why are we not allowed to explore
There's
there?
been so many people that have said, like, I mean, there's a story that's going on right now, and it's about this young pilot who left from South America with a specific flight plan. And apparently deviated from that flight plan mid-flight, which you're not allowed to do, and went to Antarctica. And when he landed, he was surrounded by military authority pointing high-velocity weapons at him and asking what he was doing there.
Well, it's a restricted area. You're not supposed to be there.
Exactly.
It's covered in military presence.
So there's two theories behind this.
Why?
But there's two theories behind it. Is honestly, I think if you go there, they're worried about you drifting out into no man's land and then getting stranded
and lost with no communication. Yeah.
And then they have to try to find you. That's theory one. But also there's the theory behind a pilot. Now I don't know the exact story behind this, and now I would love to do a little more research. But there's a pilot that supposedly said that when he flew across Antarctica with permission, obviously, that he came across a cave that like was deep, that he could like fly his plane into. That's how big this cave was. And it took him to supposedly the center of the earth. Supposedly. Now I know that's a stretch.
That's a stretch because how many miles would it be down to the center of the earth?
Now you'd be surprised because I read a scientific article, and you can look this up. Is scientists have now discovered that there is an ocean that covers the inside of our Earth.
I've heard that. I've actually heard that.
Has more water in it than all of our oceans on the surface.
Crazy to think about that.
So now here's my theory about this is if there is life at the bottom of the that trench that I forget what it's actually called, but I mean that deep trench in the Pacific. If there's life there where there's no light, there's no heat, there's no nothing, but there's active life.
Mm-hmm.
What could be on the inside?
Can't even imagine.
So that's why the theory of, listen, I don't fall for these theories of flat Earth or
No.
things like that, but the center of the Earth theory. What happens if? Did you ever see that movie? With it's that guy that played in The Mummy.
Brendan Fraser?
Brendan Fraser.
Mm-hmm.
He was in a movie. It's called like Journey to the Center of the Earth.
I haven't seen it.
It's actually kind of pretty interesting, but they do it after the book, which is Journey to the Center of the Earth. And he says that there's pockets inside the Earth that could potentially hold life.
Mm.
So what happens if Antarctica is like a pocket that you can get into, and there's actually something on the other
Could you
side?
imagine what could be living down? What if there's other like beings down there?
I mean, it's
interesting.
no more different than saying that the moon is a satellite.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know these are strong theories to go by, and a lot of it is just what people assume.
Yeah, but at this point, anything is possible.
I think we know less about our Earth than we actually realize, because there, in one of our later shows, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to talk about other civilizations that have actually been here on Earth. And if you don't believe that's true, I'll give you some evidence, because I've actually done a lot of research on this. Drizzy, I annoy her every single time I'm here because I give her another fact that I've found out, because I get obsessed with a certain idea.
We're going to go deep.
We're going to go deep, and I will tell you the theories that they're presenting, not that wild.
Well, thinking about an interesting civilization, North Sentinel Island.
Oh, I love this.
I love it
I love
too.
it because stupid people go there to try to, influence
They don't
an
want
outside
us
culture.
there.
Oh my God.
They don't. They want to preserve what they have. We are enemies. Any outsider is an enemy. Leave them in peace. Like, it makes no sense to me. So, and there were some recent stories though about them and like them leaving the villages and going to seek like outside, and they didn't know why, but I haven't heard much more about it. So I have to do a little bit more research and dig a little deeper there. But like, apparently, I don't know if some resources were like a little bit limited, but they were kind of expanding out a bit. But I just think this is so fascinating.
I've heard about this. Like I've actually watched a few documentaries about this, and this culture has been secluded from modern day people, technology, and one of the reasons they don't allow you to go there is because our germ system may be completely different than theirs.
We will get them sick.
Yeah, it's not that they're worried about them getting us sick. They're worried about us getting them sick.
It's just like we got the Native Americans sick when we came here.
Smallpox.
Yep.
I was just thinking about that the other day, and I said, that's part of disease warfare. Basically, if you really wanted to get rid of somebody, you give them a disease that they don't know how to fight.
Absolutely, and that's exactly what we would do if we went there.
But I also heard that island, that supposedly the tribes there are cannibals, so that would probably not make me not want to go there.
I don't want to go there either way because I will get killed. No one will survive going there.
Oh yeah, I mean, I've heard there's been a couple attempts, and I mean, I remember this. I think it was these two Christian kids that were trying to convert them, and they jumped off the boat and went to the beach, and were literally murdered on the beach because they had no interest in hearing about these.
Nope, they don't. They don't care.
At that point, just let them be. I mean, I never heard the stuff about them leaving and going to other islands, because
it's very recent.
Oh, because I was gonna say that would have to be you would have to be.
No, I read that a few
cautious
weeks
with
ago.
that,
It was
I think.
very, very new. So yeah, but I agree. So that's why I'm saying I don't want to speak too much on it because I don't know that much about it. But I just find that a little interesting. Like, what could they be exploring out? So I don't know. But
Well, I mean, there's something. Have you ever heard about the Mount Athos Islands in Greece?
Yeah, I have.
Really?
It's like
the man central of the Mediterranean.
It's all the monasteries there. So it's like no women allowed, men only, all the monks. Like that's where all the monks are. So yeah, there's no women, but it's beyond just like no women. no animals, no female animals are even allowed there. So it's only males across the board.
It has to be something with temptation or something like that.
You said that earlier, and I thought that was really interesting because, like, totally agree. That has to be the reason. But yeah,
I mean, it's
animals.
It's very interesting. Like, here's my thought: is how do you enforce the animal part? Like, I can understand people part. Like, hey, no women. Okay, women understand that.
Like, do they check the pet's genitals?
But I'm saying, like, do they hunt the females down and chase them out of the area?
Well, I imagine, like, them being in the monasteries is probably closed off. So I'm sure there's like a wall surrounding the area. Visitors are very limited. Even like the men who visit, it's only approximately 100 people are allowed in each day. So even that is strictly regulated. So
how long has that been going on for?
Since like the 11th century.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah. So this place is like.
Oh, they're real serious about it.
Yeah. This is old school, like real old school.
They're not just trying this out to make sure it works, right?
Yeah. So I can't go there, but if you want to go visit the monasteries,
hey, listen, I'll take some pictures for you. You can.
Yeah, even my cats can't go there. Shit.
Yeah, there you go. Well, so speaking of the U.S. Because there are a couple places here in the U.S. that you're not allowed to go to. Obviously, Area 51. So,
yeah.
But some people don't realize that the Niihau, I think that's how you say it, island, and it's one of the islands that's connected to Hawaii.
Yeah, I love this one.
So I've heard about this island. I had to do a little bit more research on it before we did our show, but it's a privately owned island by the Robinson family, and they've owned it since 1864, and they just keep passing it down each generation. Like, you're not allowed to go there without an invitation, and it's not like the other Hawaiian islands where it's all built up. It's like just like natural, like life. Like there are communities.
It's like living purely traditional lifestyles, which I think is amazing.
I mean, they don't say anything about what happens if you go there, without access. I mean, I'm assuming you'd probably get arrested, or like maybe, the Navy might intervene because
again, this could be like land that's protected by a fence or gated in, like a wall. They have some sort of like cement wall. There could be something like that.
I mean, I
don't know.
I think the biggest thing is, the population is small. So they said there's only about 130, native Hawaiian residents.
I guess it's an island, though. Like, if somebody's approaching the island, wouldn't have to be closed off. But if somebody's like approaching the island, they, just turn them away, essentially.
I mean, you really think about it, it's no different than the Amish.
Yeah.
I mean, they want to live a traditional Hawaiian lifestyle with how they grew up and how their traditions hold true. Amish do the same thing. They keep outsiders out,
absolutely,
unless they need something. Which, I mean, I'm sure they do the same thing with on this island. I mean, you're gonna want to venture out. I mean, just like Sentinel, at least they're not eating you.
Yeah, but if it's a place where it's like they don't want you there, then don't go. Like, tourism is not allowed for a reason. But like you said, you can be invited by guests, so they do bring outsiders in. It's just very select, so which makes sense to me. They want to preserve their culture.
I would love to go there because I bet you it looks so different.
I bet it's beautiful
than the regular Hawaiian. Like, I've been to the regular Hawaiian Islands when I was a kid with my parents. Very fortunate, so I was very lucky to do that. But I would love to go there because I bet you it just looks so different. It's probably more of like a tropical, just like haven.
Yeah, it's probably just like natural, just everything. Nothing's torn down. There's no buildings.
Could you
like
imagine
that
the
sort
flowers?
Of stuff. That's the first thing I thought of. I just pictured the most beautiful.
It would be like
flowers.
the most beautiful flowers in the world that smell so sweet.
Oh my gosh. Well, thinking about another place that is excluded that. Again, going back to history, this is an important part of history that you should know about. If you don't, do some research. But Chernobyl and the exclusion zone.
There you go.
That's, if you don't know, it's in the Ukraine, but there was a what's it called? A
nuclear
disaster. Yeah, but like there was a nuclear plant that had a disaster and caused
basically
major issues.
if you're not familiar with it, they had a nuclear plant that melted down. And this is kind of one of the worst disasters aside from the meltdowns that we've had from earthquakes. So like the one that happened in Japan and things like that. But this was like the first real meltdown, like, like a 3 Mile Island type of thing. But this was worse. and they weren't
Much worse. It was huge.
They weren't able to contain it. They had to evacuate the immediate area from anything living. And so it happened in 1986, so a year after I was born. So that's when the world went to shit. What a surprise. What a surprise. But, basically, there's something there called the elephant foot, and it's basically inside the reactor, and it's like the nuclear material that has melted out and formed this gray-looking type of elephant foot type thing. And they said it's so radioactive that, like, if you went in there without a suit, you'd be dead before you left the building. Like,
oh my gosh. It's 1,000 square miles they blocked off. Like,
oh yeah.
Like, it's still active. So that's the thing. Like, it's never gonna not be active.
I mean, I think that was it. The shelf, not the shelf life, but the half life on it is like 100,000 years.
Oh
or
yeah.
something like that. Like,
the world would be dead before.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, we're headed at
We're
the
pretty
direction right
close
now.
there.
But I mean, the thing that I thought was really cool though, and this just shows you what radiation does, is so I as I said, I'm a big Discovery person, and they did a documentary on the animals that are close to that have been in the area of Chernobyl. And the thing that I thought was interesting is like they found that the wolves that are there are like bigger than the normal wolves, in such a way that like they're almost like wolves on steroids.
Okay, just much larger.
They're much larger, like a dire wolf, like kind of like they described it as like the size, like they're more muscular. They're and they think it's all because of the radiation, because they're drinking the water there, they're eating the animals there, and it's just being passed down through generations. They said they're just a bigger type of animal. So you have to think about that. It's not. I'm sure it's not just the wolves. It's probably like the bears. It's probably like everything that's there. Like, they're all infected with it in just enough amount that it doesn't kill them.
What I think is fascinating about that is that like there are some safe areas, which I get, but they do guided tours though. Like, as fascinating as it sounds to me, I don't really want to go to a place where there was a nuclear disaster. Yeah. I don't know. That doesn't quite interest me.
It's kind of a blemish on your, on your past.
And I don't know how safe I would necessarily feel.
We didn't know what we were doing, and we let this thing happen.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, come on. Whoopsie, our mistake.
Yeah, not really a place that I want to go back or like go to and visit. I don't know. It's not a positive part of history, and
Chernobyl definitely it has a lot of history that you can look up. So if you don't know anything much about it, really look into it, because it's really an interesting story.
Another place that's excluded as well. It's this island in Iceland called Surtsey's Island.
Really?
Yeah, I think it's really cool because it emerged after a volcanic eruption under the ocean. So it's technically like a volcano that...
So it's like the Hawaiian Islands.
Yeah, so it's a volcanic eruption back in 1963. So it is a newer island. Okay. But because it's so new, scientists want to use it to understand how life colonizes on new land. So they're using it as like it's an untouched ecosystem at this point. So they don't want anybody like messing it up. They want to see how life really begins on a new land, which I think is so interesting. So
that's like similar to like the Galapagos, right?
Yeah, very similar. Galapagos allows more people there, and it is open to the public, but it is used because it is it's like that. It's an untouched ecosystem.
There's going to be animals there that don't exist anywhere else.
Yeah, so very similar.
How life starts.
Yeah, they do allow people at Galapagos, so like that's a place I would like to go there. I think it's absolutely so cool. But seriously, it's restricted to scientists only. There aren't a bunch of animals there right now because it is such a new ecosystem. Yeah. So there's nothing quite there yet, but I think it's so fascinating how life begins.
Well, it would be interesting to see like how the predators form to the prey.
Mm-hmm. Just what the first species even are, like what forms there, what develops there, what
when land animals are coming up. I mean, like I said, you have to think of it like there's always going to be that animal that's bigger, that's hungry, that's going to eat the other animal. So it's like, but that animal won't be seen anywhere else. Yeah. I mean, that's really, really cool. I haven't heard about that one. I'll have to actually look into that because, like I said, I'm always interested in seeing like, just nature and like just how life starts. I mean, like I said, me, space, I love space. And I love seeing like, like universes and things like that. But like when you actually see our planet, you realize how unique it is, and then how special it is compared to, like, you're seeing life in space, but you're also seeing life here. Life for the first time.
I think it's beautiful because it's like people haven't messed it up.
Yeah.
It's something that we have not screwed up. And I think that's the biggest thing, because we have screwed up the earth so much. So if we can have this one part of it that is not messed up and that we can leave on its own and be beautiful, I think that's amazing too. So yeah, they're doing the research, but also like let it be itself and let it be beautiful and healthy and thriving in its own terms. So
see what happens. I mean, like I said, the one thing that I think you would be interested in is something that's a little close to home, because you're there every single day. Have you ever heard of North Brother Island?
Yeah, of course. I work in the city, so absolutely.
North Brother Island, an area that you are not allowed to go. Now, I looked into this. I've seen documentaries on this too. So listen, I'm a documentary nerd. I have to say that.
It's all right. I love a good doc.
But basically, there was a hospital on the side of the island called Riverside, and it was for quarantined infectious diseases. And it's like stuff that we never really experienced before. So like,
I know they had like
tuberculosis.
Tuberculosis was like a big one there.
It was like a huge thing, because prior to vaccines, the things that keep you from dying, prior to that, they just quarantined people. It's like, you're sick, so you go away for a long time, and if you come back, cool. If not, well, we know where you are. And you're not allowed to go to this island, because it's not because they're worried about you getting an infectious disease.
No,
it's basically it's abandoned in the 1960s, and it just played its course. Like I said, by the 1960s, we had a better knowledge of infectious disease, and we had vaccinations.
Yep. Well, now it's a bird sanctuary, which I think is amazing, and that's the biggest reason why nobody's there.
That's the biggest reason they don't want you there, because there's a unique bird that is like not quarantined, but like that nests on an island, and that they don't want you messing with it. So
but I think those type of hospitals are fascinating though too, because they're such a unique thing, and they're just so notorious. I don't know, they just have such a negative thing, but like, what else were people to do at that time? They had to do something. People couldn't stay home. They would infect their family. They would infect their loved ones. Like, they had to be sent away. But you also hear a lot of stories about like maltreatment of all these patients, and like how bad they were treated.
Or experimental treatment.
Tests and studies that are done on them without their consent. And they're suffering already. And then they suffer basically until they die, being used as a lab rat.
I mean, I said it some of these stories people have to look up, because, as much as, cultures and the U.S. currently is trying to cover up our history teaches us a lesson of things not to repeat. And that's exactly what you'll see from some of the places that we've mentioned. I mean, there's just it. I hate to be the guy that says this, but that doomsday clock that they're always talking about. We are seconds away from midnight. I'm sorry to say that. But
maybe the rapture didn't come this week, but doomsday is on its way.
Oh, it's not far behind, ladies and gentlemen. So say your prayers, get your guns,
be prepared,
be ready to go.
You know what though? If it's the end of the world, you know where I'm going.
I'm going to Norway.
I'm going to freaking Norway, because one of the coolest, most fascinating, most interesting places in the world, in my opinion, exists in Norway.
Yeah, it's the global seed vault.
Yeah, the Svalbard global seed vault. I think it's so fascinating.
It's so interesting, because it's like you're preparing for the end of the world. That's not really speaking numbers to me. I mean,
if there's like an
asteroid hits us,
the asteroid hits us. Maybe something happens to a country. Maybe there is another global famine. Yeah, absolutely. But it's so cool. There's over 1 million different seed samples all stored in this vault. I think it's fascinating. So it's completely like restore the global food supply. It's fascinating.
I mean, and the thing that they've prepared this vault to do is it can withstand nuclear war, which is freaking amazing.
Amazing.
I mean, that ain't far behind. Climate disasters and like any sort of power outage. So it's like this stuff stays fresh. This stuff is going to be ready when there's very few of us left.
It's like in a deep inside a mountain. It's deep inside a mountain on the Arctic side, and that's crazy. They put this thing in a deep mountain. Oh my gosh.
I mean,
so cool.
It's scary, but I mean, you're preparing us because I'm sorry,
what
but
if?
we are just a destructive civilization.
We're gonna end up blowing each other up.
Yeah, exactly.
If the sun doesn't blow us up first.
Well, the sun's just looking at us like, just you wait.
Just go ahead and destroy yourselves first. I'm on my way.
Speaking of the sun, I don't want to jump too much off, but ladies and gentlemen, in the next few months, look up at the sky because the Betelgeuse supernova is going to explode.
Betelgeuse supernova. That's a name.
Supernova is going to explode by the two stars that are circling each other are going to combine.
Awesome.
The light from that will be brighter than the moon during the day.
Okay, so we'll just have to take some mushrooms and enjoy the ride.
I said, when that happens, we're going to have a holy crap, what did I just see party.
Oh, it's going to be epic. And we're going to be tripping. Anyways, another place that... There's one more place.
Took me a minute.
There's one more place that I want to talk about. One last one that I think about, and this is just one of those that kind of just makes me a little ill to think about. But it's called Bohemian Grove, and it's in California.
Okay.
And this is a 27,000 acre redwood camp in Sonoma County. So I'm sure it's absolutely gorgeous.
Is this the same as
It's not the redwood forest.
Okay. So it's not the thing you can drive through, right?
This area is not.
Oh, okay.
You can't drive through here. This is privately owned, private land. It's a private retreat for powerful men. Like, no.
I wonder why I've never been invited to
It's like the CEOs, presidents, like famous artists, things like that. They go there.
Famous podcast hosts, things like that.
Yeah, maybe they'll invite you next and you can
exactly
put on a little nanny cam or something and see what's
I'll
going
be
on.
one of the bitches.
But what's fascinating to me is that it's famous for secret rituals. Like, what are they doing there? Like, what sort of rituals? Quite mysterious. Why are there a bunch of rich, wealthy people doing rituals at a private redwood camp? I don't know. It's just very bizarre to me.
I mean, I'm not surprised by that in the slightest. I saw a very funny video today on Instagram, which was about these med pods that they said the rich and famous can only afford to have, and like it cures everything. So I'm sure they probably have like 6 or 7 of those at this place because
all right,
the famous rich people, they're gonna eat the poor and uneducated.
So you got to go and then sneak me in.
Oh, I got you.
Fuck
Don't
yeah.
worry.
I can dress like a man. It's okay.
Exactly.
I will fit right in.
I got you. I'll be like, this is my pool boy, Marco.
Polo.
Exactly.
No, I love talking about this stuff, just like places we can't go because it's fascinating. There's some that I'm like, I am not interested in visiting. There are others that I'm just like, I would like to see that. But you know what? I think we need to book a trip to the Galapagos Islands.
Or Antarctica. I'm down for both. And I mean, we'll just sneak in and just run for our lives.
Yeah, we'll be fine. We'll be fine.
If anybody, if you want, how they said they were going to raid Area 51? We're going to raid Antarctica. So next Monday, meet in Antarctica. Bring your own stuff. We're raiding Antarctica.
We're going in.
All right?
All right.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening to our podcast. T-Money is dropping the mic.
We out.